The scene begins deep within the isolated forests of the United States. Brenner and her husband Dylan were simply seeking peace on a quiet getaway, but what was meant to be a refuge quickly turned into a nightmare. While exploring the cabin where they were staying, Brenner stumbled upon a hidden compartment filled with ammunition. The shock was immediate. She contacted Dylan, and both felt that something was terribly wrong. But before they could escape, they were brutally attacked by Butch, a violent man who knocked them out with the butt of his weapon. When they regained consciousness, Brenner and Dylan found themselves tied up. The nightmare wasn't over, it was just beginning. Dylan was subjected to cruel torture in front of his wife. Things escalated when one of Butch's henchmen revealed that Dylan was a cop. Butch, unaware of this until that moment, was surprised, but his psychopathic nature prevailed. He apologized, pulled out his gun, and shot them both. Believing them dead, he ordered their bodies buried in a shallow grave. But Brenner's story wasn't over. In a dramatic twist, Brenner survived, gravely wounded but alive. When she woke up, she found Dylan lifeless beside her. In a silent act of love and respect, she covered his body with branches. Consumed by guilt and grief, she made a decision. Everyone responsible for this horror would pay. With an axe in hand and her military past awakened, she set out on a path of vengeance. As Brenner armed herself, Butch returned home, where his brutality continued. In a disturbing moment, he assaulted a defenseless woman, while his mother, a cold, commanding figure, gave orders without a shred of remorse. It was clear, this family lived above the law, immersed in crime and impunity. But the tide was beginning to turn. Brenner eliminated his henchmen one by one, showing a mix of deadly skill and sorrow for each life taken. In a rare act of mercy, she spared a wounded man. Then she blew up Butch's cabin, leaving a trail of righteous destruction. The explosion caught the attention of Sheriff Hobbs, an experienced officer who began investigating the grim events unfolding in the woods. At the same time, Mother, as she was known, mobilized her network to find out who Brenner really was. What she discovered left her shaken. Brenner wasn't just a survivor, she was a highly trained former soldier. Meanwhile, Brenner was laying traps and eliminating threats with silent precision, moving through the forest like a force of nature. In a direct confrontation, Brenner killed Butch in his own home while he staggered around drunk, too far gone to fight back. The next day, she witnessed another horror. Young women were being held captive by Mother and her men. Driven by a need to protect, Brenner tried to free them, but the girls' fear gave them away. In the chaos, one girl was murdered, but Brenner managed to save a young woman named Emily, who revealed she was pregnant, with Butch's child. The pursuit intensified. Emily was captured again, but Brenner saved her, even braving a crossfire that left Sheriff Hobbs injured. They teamed up with a local police officer who seemed trustworthy, but it was a trap. The officer was also working for Mother. Captured and tortured, Emily revealed her pregnancy, which sparked a twisted obsession in Mother. Even so, Emily found an opportunity and freed Brenner. Together, they fought back bravely, but Emily was killed right in front of Brenner's eyes. 3 months later, peace seemed to return to Mother's garden. She sat reading a note left by Brenner. Judgment Day. In an instant, a precise bullet struck her in the head. From deep in the woods, Brenner watched in silence. Her vengeance, bitter but complete. Justice had been served by her own hands. Interestingly, the protagonist is portrayed by Ellen Hullman, who underwent real firearm training for the role, a commitment that mirrors the realism and intensity Brenner displays throughout the story. Throughout this brutal journey, there's one moment I wouldn't have handled the same way. I wouldn't have spared that injured henchman. In the ruthless logic of survival and war, mercy can be a weakness. On the other hand, I would have helped Emily without hesitation. Protecting the innocent should always be a priority. One fascinating detail was how Mother's criminal network had infiltrated law enforcement, a disturbing reminder that corruption can seep into any system, even those meant to uphold justice. Now let me ask you this. If you were in Brenner's place, could you carry the weight of vengeance to the end? Or would you choose another path? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button to stay up to date with everything from the world of cinema. Now here's another amazing video for you to check out. See you there!